Zhuo Fan 900. Seeing Zhuo Fan's humble attitude, Shangguan Feixiong nodded with a satisfied smirk. Good to see you actually appreciate the opportunity, he said. I am sure you are aware that my sudden move to take you in his mine if you stirred up some serious drama within the clan. But if you crush this mission, it will be a total game changer. Do that, and I give you my word nobody will dare talk trash or look down on you ever again. Zhuo Fan nodded instantly, his eyes flashing with a mix of grit and hype. Standing nearby, Shangguan Qingjian chimed in with a grin. Seriously. You've gotta make this count. Whether you can actually hold your own in the Shangguan clan depends entirely on how you perform this time. If you earn everyone's respect and officially become a young master, you'll finally have the clout to bring your wife home. Once you've got the Shangguan clan backing you, it won't matter what kind of heat you two were facing back in the western state, you'll be safe. Zhuo Fan was caught off guard by the sheer sincerity in her eyes, offering a slight smile and a nod. So that's what she's thinking, he mused. He figured she was just looking out for him and his kid because of his natural charm, never guessing she was actually trying to help him reunite with his wife. Too bad this whole situation isn't nearly as simple as she imagines. A flicker of concern crossed his face, gone before anyone could catch it, as he let out a silent sigh. Noticing his daughter getting a bit ahead of herself, Shangguan Feixiong cut in with a stern tone. Just remember, even as a Shangguan, you don't get a pass to bully people when you're out there. He then turned back to Zhuo Fan, his voice leveling out. That said, don't sweat it. The Shangguan clan isn't an easy target. If you re-in the right, I'll back you to the bitter end. Even if it means throwing down with the double dragon manor in the western state, I'll make sure you get justice. Thanks for having my back, Uncle, Zhuo Fan replied, giving a respectful bow that hit all the right marks. Internally, though, he was skeptical. If dealing with the double dragon manor were really that simple, he would be settled that score ages ago. Also, I am sending both Yulin and Yifan to enter the alchemist selection, Feixiong continued. Yulin is naturally level-headed, so he can hold his own. But since Yifan's cultivation is on the lower side, you need to stick to him like glue, support him, and make sure he passes that selection. Shangguan Qingjian nodded with a bright smile. Got it, father. She then shot Zhuo Fan a playful, "Base Chivesla." Alright. Looks like you were taking orders from me now. Ready to follow my lead. Zhuo Fan could only manage a forced smile. Even if Qingjian was oblivious, he knew exactly why Shangguan Feixiong was tagging her along. She was his babysitter. It seemed yesterday's act hadn't fully bought the clan's trust. Typical. When you're planning a massive haze, you can be too careful. After a bit more small talk, Zhuo Fan excused himself, with Shangguan Qingjian trailing happily behind him. Over the next few days, Shangguan Yulin and Zhuo Fan were living in two totally different dimensions. Since Yulin was the clan's big hope, he was stuck in a literal hellscape under the eyes of three venerables. He was chained to the furnace day and night, trying to master high-level techniques his teachers hadn't even perfected. Despite his high cultivation, his practical skills were trash, leading to zero progress and a non-stop barrage of insults from the elders. On the flip side, Zhuo Fan's life was a total breeze. Everyone knew he was a pro-alchemist with god-tier skills, so nobody bothered watching him. His only weak point was his cultivation, and that wasn't something you could just grind out overnight. Plus, since he was basically the backup plan for Yulin, expectations were low. Taking full advantage of his freedom, Zhuo Fan spent his time taking his son and the Shangguan lady out for some sightseeing. It made everyone else green with envy, though Zhuo Fan actually found the whole thing mind-numbingly boring. Shangguan Qingjian was technically supposed to be supervising him, but she spent most of her time just hanging out, which led to her and Gu Santum becoming total bestie. Their constant laughter from the backyard drove Shangguan Yulin, who was currently suffering in the training room, absolutely insane with rage. Gu Santum dropped her hand a bit so the kite doesn't crash. Head, right there. You're killing it. Untie. Hold this for a sec, I am gonna go grab some snacks. Dude Yifan, why are you being such a lazy bum? You should be helping your son fly the kite instead of just lying there taking a nap. He already gave it to you, so just hold it and let me sleep. Gib, you're so petty. Whose kid is Gu Santum anyway? How can a dad be like this? Hey, if you like him that much, feel free to treat him like your own. I won't complain. You are seriously shameless. The sounds of laughter and playful bickering drifted right into the training room. Shangguan Yulin sat before the roaring furnace, literally shaking with fury. This guy's got some nerve. openly flirting with my cousin after I warned him. He fumed. Just wait. I'm definitely making him pay for this. Suddenly whack. A bamboo stick slammed into the back of his head, sending a jolt of pain through his skull. He spun around to find a venerable glaring at him. Focus. Keep your head in the game. The elder bar. Watch your hand seals and stop letting your mind wander. Clear your heart, and memorize every single move. My cousin is out there having a blast with those two. How am I supposed to stay calm? Brak. An even harder hit followed. I said drop the distractions and calm down. Right now, the only thing that should exist in your head is alchemy. Shangguan Yulin was beyond tilted, but had no choice but to take it in silence. He felt like he played himself. He should be just gone solo, but instead, he'd insisted on dragging this guy along. Now, they hadn't even reached the prince's manor yet, and he was already living a nightmare. While he was grinding himself to the bone, the people outside were laughing, and playing it was pure mental torture. He couldn't wrap his head around why he was the one suffering. He swore that once they got into the manor, he'd find a way to wreck Yifan. Ow. Another sharp crack from the venerable reminded him to shut up and focus. For 7 days, Zhuo Fan and Shangguan Yulin lived in totally opposite reality, but ironically, neither was actually happy. Yulin saw the alchemy training as a total nightmare, while Zhuo Fan, despite looking like he was on vacation, actually just wanted some peace and quiet to study his craft. Their roles were basically flipped, since Zhuo Fan was the one actually carrying the weight of the mission. Finally, the grueling week came to an end. Around noon on the 8th day, Zhuo Fan, Shangguan Kaijian, and Gusantum burst back from the market looking like they were in a massive rush. Tianjian sprinted into the hall, telling her father that the prince's manor had just dropped a major announcement. In 3 days, the manor is hosting a massive competition to pick the best alchemists to treat the crown prince at the capital. Changguan Feixiong shot up, a look of pure hype on his face. Perfect. Ever since the news broke, the city gate security has loosened up and patrols are down. This is our window. 3 days from now is the perfect time to infiltrate and scout the ground pavilion. I need to alert the venerables it's go time. Shangguan Kaijian nodded eagerly, then turned to Zhuo Fan. Dude Yifan, this is your shot. Give it everything you've got, and don't blow this chance, even if you are just the backup. Don't worry, I won't miss it, Zhuo Fan said, a mysterious smirk playing on his lips. Once she followed her father out, Gu Santon leaned in and whispered, Dad, is this a trap? Obviously, Zhuo Fan replied instantly, his expression dead calm. But the clan's spies in the central state all said the crown prince is actually messed up, and hasn't been seen in days. Is that fake too? Zhuo Fan shook his head, and patted the boy's hair. Look, whenever something seems too perfect, there's always a catch. The red flag isn't whether the info is true, it's the fact that it popped up exactly when we needed it. That's how you know it's a setup. So why are they still going for it? Because people only believe what they want to believe. Even if they suspect a trap, they'll convince themselves it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That's just human greed. In this world, high rewards always come with lethal risks. This trap might not even be that clever, but because it hit right when the Shangguan clan was desperate, it's a masterstroke of psychology. Looks like someone at Feiyun Manor is a real strategist. Zhuo Fan let out a cold, sharp laugh. Going into the manor this time. Even I need to watch my step.